ESP32 boards comes with built-in Wi-Fi, and you can configure this Wi-Fi in multiple modes. And in this demonstration we are going to use the station mode of ESP32, and here I have set up my ESP32 on this development board. And in today's demo we are going to control this LED from a website which is hosted in the ESP32 board. So from the hardware wise, we don't need a lot. We just need the few jumper wires and small breadboard, LED, and obviously ESP32 board. So I'll start connecting my LED on the breadboard. So the longer leg is the positive one and the shorter one is the negative, so you can connect it anywhere on your board here. So the right one is the positive and the left one is the negative, and then I would connect the jumper wires here. Positive is the red one and the negative to the negative end. And we will connect the negative to the ground of the ESP32. Here the ground is mentioned here at the last pin, and we can connect it right away here. So this board comes in handy, really helpful it is, because I mean you don't have to like push this board into the breadboard, because breadboard is really difficult to work with sometimes, so that is why this development board comes in handy. And yeah, then you need to connect the positive to the pin 2. In my demonstration I'm using the pin number 2, so I've connected it on the pin number 2. So yeah, that was all about the hardware side, and most of the magic is going in the software side. So we'll jump into the Arduino IDE where I'm going to code this. So I'll walk you through the code which I've written in my Arduino IDE. So before writing the code, you will have to set up the connection to your ESP32 board, and I have already did, so you need to install the board manager. So the board manager which I'm using is this Arduino ESP32 boards by Arduino, and then you would have to select the correct board from the tools here. So you see I have already selected the ESP32-S3 Dev Module here, and in my case the port which I'm using is the COM port 4, and yeah, that's it from the setup wise. And then you can, after doing this setup, you can maybe test your connection by uploading a simple sketch. So we can go through the code right now. So the libraries which I'm using are all, I believe, built-in libraries which comes with the ESP32 board. And yeah, you have to set your SSID of your network and the password here. And this is an optional thing. You can set up the host name here so that it's easy for you to access your website by just typing this hostname.local instead of writing the local IP address. And yeah, next we are setting the web server with the port. So we are exposing port 80 from ESP32. And next we have written here a small piece of HTML code. And in this HTML code, in the script section, you can see that we are calling a fetch function. So in the toggle function, all we are doing is we are just sending a request to this toggle endpoint. And when we send the request to the toggle endpoint, it just toggles the status of the LED. If it is high, it will set it to low. If it is low, then it will set it to high. And then the response, we are getting the status here, which we are showing in the HTML by getting the HTML element and then setting the inner HTML here. So this is really simple. If you're from the web background, then it would be easy for you to understand this. And then we are setting the pin number for the LED. So I've shown you that I've connected my positive leg of my LED to the pin number 2. And by default, the LED status is false, so it's off. And here is the function which is exposing the HTML. And the first parameter is the HTTP code, which is 200, and then the content type and the content, which is our HTML. This is the handle toggle function, which is actually being called whenever we are sending a request to this toggle endpoint. So what this toggle function is doing, it is just reverting the state of the state which we are maintaining locally here, and it is just reverting that state, and then we are writing that state to our LED pin here. So it's just reverting or toggling between high and low based on this flag. And then On this line, we are just sending this response to this toggle request. It can either be on or off based on that flag. And here on line number 32, we would receive the response of this request or the response from the server. And this is our setup function where we are setting the pin mode of the LED to output because we are outputting the high or low on that pin. And the default value for this pin is low. And the serial begin function helps us to get the logs in our serial monitor here. And the baud rate for the ESP32s are this 115200. And here we are setting the Wi-Fi mode to station mode, Wi-Fi station mode, because we are exposing the web page, so that is why it is in station mode. And we are beginning the Wi-Fi connection. And yeah, here we are checking if we are already connected to the Wi-Fi or not. And then we get the IP address here, and we can also see that in the log we are showing this. And then we are exposing that server on this port, on this host name actually. And there we also see that this ESP32.local is our local host. And if it is failing to connect, then it would print this error here. And this is our handle root function, which would return the page, the HTML part, which I have already shown you that this is the handle root and it is returning the index HTML. And the other root we have is this function handle toggle, which is available on this /toggle route. And this is the type of the function. It is HTTP get function. And if the user is trying to access anything else, then he would see the not found error. And then we have this the server.begin function, otherwise the server won't start. We've set up, we forgot to begin, then the server won't start. And then we have this print line that server is started. We can also see this here. And in the loop function, we are calling this handle client, which is from the server object. So this would keep on serving our server in the loop. So yeah, that was all about the code.